Hey everyone, it's Julie Murphy, and a number of you have asked about how to make pillow covers for all those pillows that we have. And to get started, what I've done is I have a fabric that I've cut. Here are the dimensions of it. I've cut one piece at 26.5 by 17 and another two pieces at 26.5 by 11. So let's first go ahead and get everything stabilized, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So I have two pieces of stabilizer hooped up. I have a piece of medium tearaway, and then I have a piece of this Floriani Perfect Stick pressure sensitive tearaway stabilizer. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the pen and I'm going to score it. So let me do that and I'll be right back. So I have lightly scored it. Now I'm just going to pull this away. So now we have this nice tacky surface that we're going to stick our fabric to. Now I have lightly pressed my fabric so I can get my center point. And I'm using the grid that came with the 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop just so that I can line up my grid with the little grooves that stick out from our mat. Let me remove this and you'll see I have this very faint press line that allowed me to line up the two side pieces of our hoop. So let's move over to the machine. I've sent the design over from the computer, so we're going to go into embroidery and we're going to choose this little button down here. It's the computer with the little trident, and there's the design that I've sent in. And now you'll notice that the colors are here. I used two different greens, a silver, a white, and a red. Now watch this because I updated my design software from PE Design 10 to PE Design 11. So once I set it, it does this where it takes out all of the colors. I'm not really sure why it's doing it. Hopefully the engineers at Brother or PE Design are working on it. But it still has all of the color changes over here. I just think this is probably some sort of programming flaw that they have. One thing that's nice about PE Design 11 now is you can pull in the Floriani colors. So I'm going to go ahead. First thing I'm going to do is check the size of my design, and it's 7.5 by 8.67. So let's go ahead and press embroidery. And before we start embroidering, because you can see it's going to start with the dark green of the trees, not that you can tell that on the screen, but I'm going to say edit, and I'm going to put a basting stitch around my design just because I'm floating the fabric on top of the stabilizer, so I just want to have that little bit of extra security. So once I'm set with that, I'm going to choose the plus minus down here that allows me to see the stitches, and it shows that it's going to do the basting stitch. So let's move over to the fabric. Now one thing you'll notice that I've done before I start the basting stitch is I've actually pulled the bobbin thread up. A lot of you have asked how you can get your basting stitch to work correctly. This truly is the only way I have found, is to just do needle up, needle down, and pull the bobbin thread up. And one thing I do want to show you before we start, I'm using the Microtech sharp needles in 7010. One thing I'm also using is the Filtech CG15 part number 13305. These are the pre-wound bobbins. They are by Filtech. They're the clear glide. I just buy them by the box whenever they have them on sale. I label them because these are the white poly. I also have the black ones that I use. Those are the 13316. Let me slide that back so you can see. But for this particular design, I'm actually using, I believe I have the white one in. So let's get started. So I'm going to hold on to those bobbin threads, the bobbin thread and the top thread, and we're just going to start the basting stitch. And we are ready to start stitching our main design. as we remove the backing that I wanted to mention, these are tools that I've bought for my scan and cut. And they really make an easy job of removing some of the tear away. And, you know, you might want to give it a try. I don't know what techniques you might have, but for me, it just makes a very easy time removing some of this extra tear away. Anyway, I'll be back with you in just a moment. So this is about as much stabilizer as I have removed. Now, one thing that I've done now is I'm going to turn the design over, the pillow cover over, and I am going to take the two pieces. I've actually folded over the two extra pieces that are going to be the back where the pocket opens up, and I'll put one at the top and I'll put one at the bottom. And so now it's all right sides together. I'm just going to run a 1/2 inch seam all the way around the pillow cover. I'll see you in just a moment. And there we go. We are all set. I've got the pillow cover on and the corners poked out and it's all set. Hope you enjoyed this video.